as head coach. Now, he finished with a .518 win percentage in his time there, with twice as many wins as many other coach in that franchise history. The four previous coaches all finished with losing records. And in his 256 games, that puts him in good company among the top 20 head coaches with the longest tenure in NFL history. So we are now joined by the man himself, former Bengals head coach Marvin Lewis. Thank you so much for being here on Coast to Coast. We got to get right to it. So once Kyler Murray announced his commitment to play quarterback in the NFL, the next question was logically, where will he go? So I need you to take a quick listen to what Mel Kiper Jr. and Kirk Herbstreit had to say, and I'll talk to you about the draft prospects.
There's never been a quarterback under 5'11". What are we going to do? And you guys know, and Dan will tell you, it's a different era. You know, Dan Pastorini's not rolling out here playing quarterback. You know, Terry Bradshaw, like, this is 2018, man. Like, it's time to accept modern day NFL. Don't get caught up in how tall he is. He'll find his throwing lanes. He's more of a point guard than he is a quarterback that's going to sit back there in a 7-step drop the way a guy like Tom Brady might or Peyton Manning might do.
I think now that you see where teams are in terms of looking at him now as strictly an NFL guy, baseball's not a factor. You're talking about the combine. You're going to find out and try to figure out what way he's going to go. Now you know that already. A couple weeks before the combine. I have a mock coming out next Monday, less than a week away. I'll probably have Kyler Murray in the top 5, Brainy, certainly in the top 7 overall in that mock draft. And Kyler Murray comes into the NFL in the perfect year, the perfect era. It suits Kyler Murray 100%.
All right, so Kyler is listed at 5'10", and not many quarterbacks have played in the NFL at that height since 1960. Only 5 quarterbacks who are 5'10" or shorter have attempted a pass. The only one to do it since 1970, Doug Flutie. So, Coach, you've had plenty of experience, recent experience, game planning against shorter quarterbacks from Oklahoma. You faced Baker Mayfield twice last season. What kind of challenges will he present? And I'm speaking of Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I think as Kyler comes into the league, I think people, first off, as they go about the evaluation process, they're going to go dig deep. And they're going to put together an offense that works around Kyler Murray, his skill set. This man has thrown the ball very productively down the field in games. He's done a nice job of playing on the move all the time and moving and finding lanes and throw the football. And I think Herbie and Mel hit it on the head. It's his going into 2019, and people are adjusting to the talent that's coming out of college football.
All right, adjust to the talent. Meanwhile, new Cardinals head coach Cliff Kingsbury said last fall that he would draft Kyler Murray if he had the top overall pick. As Mel Kiper just mentioned, he's on his board as a top 5, top 7. In your opinion, do you believe he's a franchise quarterback?
I think he can be a franchise quarterback. Yes, I do. And again, I think as people go through this process, they're going to build their offense and build their attack and their scheme around his skills.
Okay, so this note here, Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury also share an agent. So, David, I know that there are the theorists out there. The plot thickens. I'll send it back to you as you have time with the coach.
Yeah, we got more news as well yesterday. The Browns signing Kareem Hunt to a 1-year deal. He was released by the Chiefs in late November after video surfaced of Hunt shoving and kicking a woman last February. He was also accused of punching a man in June. Now, he was not arrested in either incident. The guy who drafted him in Kansas City, John Dorsey, is also the man who signed him in Cleveland.
I just want to let everybody know that we have done extensive research with regards to this case, this player. And at the end of it, one thing we did find was he understands and takes full accountability the egregious act that he committed. He is extremely remorseful for his actions. I've always believed that it is important moving forward to, if a person wants to better themselves moving forward and be a better person, I'm willing to give them a chance in terms of doing all the deep research I've done. I still believe that he will be a better man today than he was yesterday.
And that's the crux of it. Do you give a guy a second chance? When do you do it? You were with the Bengals. You gave Joe Mixon a second chance when your franchise drafted him. How did you balance the football aspect, Marvin, with the societal one?
Well, I think no question the acts that occurred, you can't take those back. They were horrific. And we really went in and did a deep dive, a lot of research into Joe, his background, going back to his hometown, his high school, the people around him and everybody around him, and then on campus there at Oklahoma. And we really had to balance that and weigh in on that. And our time we did visiting with Joe in person and talking to him about that and the things that he had to do going forward in order to continue to earn this opportunity that he had.
When the Chiefs had to make a tough decision. They're a contending team. They got a really good running back. And in the thick of the playoff race, they get rid of the guy. And just 2.5 months later, Cleveland says, we're going to try this.
Yeah. There's no question what Andy did during the season they had to do at that point. I'm sure the incident they knew about, but when the video came out, it was probably different than had been portrayed by the player. And so they felt, again, jilted there. They had to make the social deal, and you have to make it a quick decision. But now John Dorsey's there. He knows about the young man coming out. They did his research, and they've gone about it. The NFL is going to weigh in on this. This is not going to be likely a September, you're on the field. So there's going to be some things down the line yet. Yeah,
Hunt goes on the commissioner's exempt list until the league rules on any discipline for him. Also, another topic that's really been in play this offseason is the fact that 5 minority head coaches, yourself included, were let go. Only one minority head coach, Brian Flores in Miami, was hired on to be a head coach. What do you make of that? Is this a blip, Marvin, or is there something bigger at play here?
Well, I think we're very hopeful it's a blip. But I really think that as we move forward as coaches, the opportunity to continue to matriculate upwards and have opportunity and earn opportunity, and coaches that were on the forefront of being head coaches, they all of a sudden did become worse just because their team maybe wasn't successful that year or that season. We can't forget about those coaches. We have to continue, and we have to continue to cultivate the pipeline of minority coaches and get an opportunity for more head coaches in the National Football League.
And that's why the Rooney Rule is in place. What are your thoughts on the effectiveness of the Rooney Rule?
Well, I think number one, when the rule went into play after the 2003 kind of hiring cycle, and Mike Tomlin obviously right away within that was one of the first coaches, and the opportunity to have an opportunity to interview for maybe a job that people thought was going to go to another coach. And Mike went in and did obviously a great job, has continued to do a great job as the head coach, and is outstanding. But it gives opportunity. We have to continue to develop coaches that way and continue to provide opportunity for them to have a chance to interview for these jobs and obtain these positions.
What's next for you, Marvin? What's the plan?
Just enjoying time here with you, Dave.
I know you're doing some color commentary on AAF as well, so we'll look forward to that. And you got a guest hit on NFL Live come. You came on a great day with a blizzard moving in and all that. Marvin Lewis, join us here on Coast to Coast. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, David. So coming up, Michael Jordan weighing in on the beard and Westbrook's streaks. What does it mean? You can't miss that answer. Plus, Manny Machado still searching for a home. Why heading to the Bronx is still not enough.